Ma'am, tell your name.
I'm Anjana Somany, curator for the craft discipline at Serendipity Arts Festival 2023. And this year I have explored craft a little differently, and I have showcased craft in the performing arts. So we titled it Crafted Expressions, Embodied Traditions in the Indian Performing Arts. So here we have I've selected certain genres and I've focused on any one form to elaborate. So in the beginning I have taken puppets because puppets are ubiquitous throughout India, and there are it can be found in many forms. Like you find these rod puppets, glove puppets, string puppets all over the region. So we've got from Maharashtra, from South India, from the north, from everywhere, the western region as well. And once we have just showcased that there are puppets of all different kinds, then I have now focused on shadow puppets. So we'll go to the shadow puppet section. Here I'm showing the types of traditional puppets. So my focus is shadow puppets, and I'm trying to show what is being practiced today, not something of Purana Zamana that it's over and done with. It's a living tradition. So we have taken a storyline of the Ramayana, and we are starting with an invocation to Ganesh like they always do, that is in the Tamil Nadu style, and then from there we move on to the banishment of Ram and his exile into the forest. This is in the Odisha style, which is called Ravan Chaya. So Ravan alludes to the dark shadow Ravan casts and the luminosity of Ram. So they contrast that, and these are unpainted. Then we show the Sita Haran and the Pushpak Viman in the Maharashtra style, which is a very small puppet, colored puppet. Then we move on to the meeting of the monkey army, done in the Kerala style of puppet making. This is quite special because they have the biggest directory of punches, and by the punches you can tell whether he's a king or not. Every person can have a certain kind of a punch. Then we come to the Karnataka style, where we go to Hanuman flies and comes, and the Ashok Vatika gives the ring, and after Hanuman has met Sita, we show the Lanka Dahan. And so we've made these little windows for people to take photos. Here we have a section of some archival puppets, where we've got some very antique puppets from different collections, which we are showcasing. And then we come to the Battle of Lanka, where we are showing they are all old puppets. We are showing the Ravan's army with Kumbhakaran and Meghna and his Rakshas Sena and Ravan, and that side we are showing the Vanar Sena and Ram and Lakshman. And then we have a turntable here where the battle is being played out.
ഇനി ദേവാദികൾ മൂവാദികൾ കാണത്തക്കതാക ലോകോപദ്രവകാരിയാകിയ രാവണവധം ചെയ്തു രാവണവധം ചെയ്തു
section. So here we are talking about three types of costume: headgears of the folk tradition, the folk ritualistic folk dance of Theyyam, and here we do the photo journey where we are showing the becoming of the Theyyam, the dressing up, the actual Theyyam, and we've shown sustainable materials. The Moody is crafted by, because it has to be worn for a long time by the dancer, and that is why the artist has to wear it for a long time. So they use these sustainable materials, which is very light to be carried on their head. Kaushik, an artist who's taken all the craft elements from Theyyam, and he's put together this artistic installation in the shape of totems. So here we are showcasing the beadwork, the foiling, the stitching, because metallurgical skills are very high in Kerala. So you can see these little snakes with the moon shape. All these are used by the Theyyam artists. And then we've got three very big headgears, just to show the scale of the headgears, how big they are. So we have got these made from the artists, the Theyyam artists themselves, and it's made of very light material and they are quite gorgeous. Craft. So this is crafting the Theyyam headgears. That everything that they can be even 20 feet to 10 feet in diameter and 20 feet tall. It's so huge, and they are using flowers, coconut palm leaves, foil work, metal studs, chains, cloth banners, peacock feathers, even small torches. So they are using all this from nature for making the Theyyam headgear. Then we come masks as costume. So we are showing masks, and I've taken the Cham dance performance of the monastic tradition of Tibetan Buddhism. So one is folk ritualistic, then we have the monastic tradition. So costume can also be, mask also is a important part of a costume. The Guru Rinpoche, it's a very important Cham dance festival that is held annually at the Hemis monastery. It's one of the largest monasteries in India and quite well known. So here we have these 8 manifestations. That's Guru Rinpoche in the middle, and the different gurus who accompany him, they have a wrathful exterior, but actually they are showing you inner compassion, and it's about the fight between good and evil essentially. Then we have done a pencil drawing, entire pencil drawing of the how the Cham festival is done in about 13-14 sequences. So this whole thing continues. So here we begin with the unfurling of the thanka. That's the very sacred ceremony that happens, and then the 2 horn blowers come and announce the festival. Then they are actually the Hemis Kompa is of the black hat tradition. Then there are these black hat dancers. They have to learn for 6 to 7 years. They have to practice the dance to be able to dance here, and they have these very meditative steps. They cleanse the atmosphere for the manifestations to appear. Then the manifestations come here, accompanied by Guru Rinpoche, who comes under a parasol with all his disciples, and these are the 8 manifestations. Showing the triumph of good over evil, and then it proceeds with the celebration of how the bad spirits have been removed and the good spirits prevail to help you in meditation. Then we come to, I've chosen Manipuri dance, which is a classical dance form, and they have a very unique costume, which is the potloi. So here I'm showing textile traditions, and so this potloi is from, it's actually the dream of a king, how he designed it in his dream. So because it is a king's dream, it's a very rich costume. It has a lot of embellishments, mirror work, zardozi, pearls, all those things, and looks very grand. So we reinterpreted it, and all the elements, we've got mirror work, we've got pearls. If you take a close-up of this, and we have got a fashion designer, Kshitij Jalori, who's a textile expert. He has made the reinterpretation, where if you look carefully, you can see the shadows. Can you see the shadows? The Manipuri dancers. So very beautiful shadows are cast of these dancers dancing with their potlois. And then there are the Pung drummers who accompany in the dance. So it's all being done in off-white setting, so that your gaze goes and settles on the elements of craft. So you are able to see all the pearls, and so the whole thing is fully hand embroidered. And all this, the jali work with the mirrors, all this is hand embroidered. So no performance can be complete without the instruments. So I had covered South India, North and the Northeast. So I thought that it would be a good idea to cover the Western region here. So in the music section, we have taken different bardic communities of Rajasthan. And so for making the instruments, you have to have a ear and crafting skills. They're made out of coconut, they're terracotta, and kaddu, the tambura and the sitar are made out of gourd. So you need a lot of crafting skill to create music out of it. Even today, the tanpuras and sitars that everything is being used, they are all made out of very big gourds, the kadus. So here we got the instruments from Rupayan Sansthan, which is a folklore museum of Komal Kothari ji, who is a Padma Bhushan. So he's a very well-known person and very lucky that from his museum we have got all the collection. And every instrument is authentic. If it should have 32 strings, it has 32 strings. If it needs 12 strings, it has 12 strings. So they're all authentic instruments, very difficult to see and get. And we made these sound washes here. So when you come under this, you can hear their music. So if you go to the Manganyar, these are the Manganyars. They have a very unique instrument, the Kamai Cha. And they have this more chunk. They call it a more sing, which they play from their mouth like that. See, like he's playing. And then that whole duck. Each one has the special instruments. And we have given a listing of all the instruments they use. So if you see that, that's interesting for people to read. Then we've done on the Kalbelias. So they're called jogis. So we have Hindu Kalbelias and Muslim Kalbelias. So the Muslims will use this drum and the bean because they are snake catchers, and the Hindus will use the manjira and the bean. So we have the Kalbelia ensemble here, and here we have given you the entire thing. Then we have these are the langas. They've got very interesting instruments. This is a beautiful instrument called the suringa. You can see. And then they use a Sindhi sarangi. That's a Sindhi sarangi. It's different from other sarangis. And they'll have a murli. So, and the khartal and the morsing. So the whole ensemble is over there. And the surnai is like a shehnai which they have there also. And we've done a wallpaper with all the musicians out of miniature paintings in the company school style. Then we've done all devotional singer communities. So here we have the Nagada players. The Mirasis are the Muslims, Solankis are the Hindus. They all play the Nagada and the Tasha and the Dhol of the Dholis. They are all percussion. So we have done ensemble, like the Dhol is over there. And then we have all the Nagadas, the small and big, the Tashas and the Kanjiris and everything. Then we come here, where we come to the Pabuji Phad is a pictorial painting that they perform in front of. So that's a Ravan Hatta, a very unique instrument. They use a ghunguru. And the jogis use a Jogya Sarangi. So you saw the Sindhi Sarangi, this is a Jogya Sarangi, which is different to that. And then finally, so we have all this, the Ravan Hatta and all that. Then we have, these are the Kamars and the Meghwals. So the Tandura is something that they use, and the Tasha. So we have got, and then we've done a wallpaper with all the masters. They are all the masters in their own fields. So that's how we have. So I've enjoyed doing this curation because it was a very different theme, and it excited me because I wanted to show that how crafts are interdisciplinary. They are not like the Britishers defined it, that this is art, this is craft, this is dance. We had everything connected together. And craft comes under the whole discipline equally. So I tried to showcase that.
Thank you.
And I thank Serendipity for giving me the chance to explore. Thank you.